Labor is hoping to end a 60-year drought in the seat of Goulburn. Our reporters Trudy McIntosh and Lucy Gray join us live now for more on the New South Wales Election Day campaign trail. Trudy, firstly to you, what are you picking up there in terms of the mood on the ground?
Well, Ash, it's been a pretty grey and at times very rainy day here in Goulburn. And as you say, Labor hoping that might be an omen today, that the rain might mean we might end the drought here in this seat. They haven't held the seat of Goulburn since the 1960s. The margin, though, is slim, just 3.1%. The Liberal incumbent here, Wendy Tuckerman, it's her first term. She's seeking re-election this time. Labor, though, Chris Minns was here just 2 days ago, hoping they can actually flip this seat come tonight. Someone who knows this electorate very well is the federal member here, Angus Taylor. He's also the shadow treasurer and he joins me now. Angus, what is the mood on the ground and why do you think this seat is in play this time?
Well, I think it's going to be tough. I mean, it's always been a tough area for both sides of politics. As a kid, this was always a Goulburn area, a long way back. We've progressively won it over the years. But look, there's been enormous investment in Goulburn. The area is going gangbusters. We've seen investments in the Performing Arts Centre, the Aquatic Centre, the hospital, all right near here, amenity, walkways, and Wendy has done an amazing job. And she's selling that, and we have to keep that growth going, and that's been the focus of her campaign.
If you zoom out to the bigger picture here across the state, we see a lot of Anthony Albanese with Chris Minns on the ground. Not so much Peter Dutton. Why is that?
Oh, well, Peter's out and about. He's doing what we've got to do at the federal level, but there's been no shortage of federal representatives out there over the last couple of weeks and today, I know, out on the booze, so we'll keep doing that. And look, there's no question, though, this is going to be tough. Incumbent governments with cost of living pressures like we're seeing at the moment, it's always hard. That being said, I think it's what we've had in the Perrottet government is a government that has delivered for New South Wales. And if we want to keep seeing that growth, that strength, avoid taking the risk of going to Labor, we need Perrottet back in as Premier.
If Labor does win tonight, we're going to see Labor governments right across the mainland, also in the Lodge. What does that say about the state of the Liberal brand at the moment?
Well, I mean, there's no question that that's a real risk, I think, for Australia. And I think it's a risk that is very dangerous. I think we're in a position now where these cost of living pressures are bearing down on people. We need governments that can manage finances, can manage the economy. And over a long period of time, Liberal governments have shown that. And this New South Wales Liberal government in particular has shown that with its ability to keep the state going with enormous investments. I mean, we haven't seen anything like this in New South Wales. Certainly around Goulburn, we've just never seen anything like what we've seen in the last few years, and that's what a decade of Liberal governments delivers.
And finally, my colleague Andrew Clennell this week has been showing polling that Matt Keane is a net negative for a lot of Liberals running at the moment. Someone mentioned it on the booth to me just a short time ago that Matt Keane is a factor for them not voting Liberal. How big a drag will he be, do you think, on your party if you come to lose tonight?
Oh, well, the Liberal Party's a broad church, and we have a range of members representing their areas. Wendy Tuckerman represents this area with distinction. I think she reflects the values.
Does he hurt people in the regional areas?
Well, I mean, he's focused on those city areas where I know his primary constituency is, and people like Wendy represent these areas. She's been a very good minister, and I think she's done it with great distinction and achieved an enormous amount here. I mean, Goulburn's never seen anything like in recent years what it's seen in the last 10 years with Liberal governments, New South Wales Liberal governments and the federal government working together to make this area go ahead, and that's why I think she deserves another go, and the Perrottet government certainly deserves another term of government.
Thanks so much for your time, Angus. As the rain starts coming down here, Ash, it's a big electorate here on the south of the state. The Labor candidate here is in the north, in Mossvale, trying to win over that crucial area. But as the rain starts coming down, a lot of people trying to get away from the bad weather today.